And with that, come on up. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Thank you so much, Farhan, and good afternoon, everyone. Today, the President of the General Assembly is meeting the President of Ghana as we speak, His Excellency Mr. Nana Akufo-Addo in Accra, the country's capital city. This is the last day of the PGA's official trip to Central and West Africa. She previously visited Nigeria and Chad. During this visit, Mrs. Espinosa has praised Ghana's strong commitment with implementing the Sustainable Development Agenda and climate change and climate action. She also discussed the country's cooperation with the UN and Ghana's support to the PGA's agenda and her 7 priorities. Mrs. Espinosa met with representatives of the government, the parliament, civil society, youth, and UN officials. In a tweet, she spoke of her visit to the Agbogbloshie Market and Adbrska, where she met women committed to empowering women and girls. Earlier today, she embarked on a short tour of the Cape Coast Castle in Ghana, a UNESCO heritage site built in the 15th century as a gold trading post. The site was turned into a fortress for the transatlantic slave trade in the 17th century. Mrs. Espinosa paid tribute to men and women who suffered the horrors of slave trade and laid a wreath in their memory. She also honored the resilience and courage of those who fought to end slavery. More information on our website. And the PJ sent a letter to member states and all heads of departments in New York based offices sharing details of her campaign Playing It Out against plastic pollution and single-use plastic. Mrs. Espinosa noted efforts by UN offices in Nairobi, Bangkok, and Geneva to reduce the consumption of single-use plastics and the plans for New York to follow suit. The President of the General Assembly is grateful for the great support the campaign is receiving and has encouraged all to be conscious of single-use plastic consumption out of the premises as well. In her letter, the PJ outlined 3 steps to demonstrate how the UN is delivering on the Sustainable Development Agenda and its commitment to the environment by reducing use of single-use plastics where possible and avoiding them into the building, by disposing responsibly and by inspiring change. Antigua and Barbuda and Norway have been partnering with the PJ's office on the campaign against plastic pollution. On 1st of June, as you know by now, Antigua will host the Play It Out concert with several performers, including Grammy Award winner and US singer Ashanti. And as we announced yesterday, Mrs. Espinosa will chair the next informal interactive dialogues with candidates for President of the General Assembly next session. The dialogue is scheduled for Monday, the 13th May. The election for the next PGA will take place on 4th June. Member states have received 1 candidacy, which was nominated by Nigeria. His Excellency Ambassador Tijani Muhammad Bande will stand for election. And the interactive dialogues will start at 10 a.m. in the Trusteeship Council and are expected to conclude by 12 p.m. On Tuesday, 14th May, I won't be here, but the General Assembly will convene a high-level thematic debate on addressing inequality toward inclusive development. The meeting will take place at the Trusteeship Council as well, from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And several panelists are expected to speak in the morning, including the Senior World Bank Vice President, Mr. Mahmoud Mohyeddin, Mr. Vladimir Cook, the Executive Director at the International Disability Alliance, and James Kenneth Galbraith, at the University of Texas. The second panel on best practices from national and regional perspectives toward inclusive development will take place in the afternoon with state ministers from Egypt, Hungary, as well as UN representatives. For a complete list, please go to our website. And 2 final notes. The PJ has congratulated the Community of Portuguese-Speaking Countries, CPLP, and all speakers around the world on marking the International Day of the Portuguese Language and of Culture in CPLP, which is celebrated every 5th May. This evening at 6:30 p.m., all Portuguese-speaking missions will be marking the International Day with guests at a reception in the lobby area. The PJ is traveling, but of course wishes to convey her congratulations. And as we announced yesterday, we will resume our briefings here in this room on Thursday, but you we receive every day a copy of our written briefings by my colleague, Mark Seddon. That's basically all. Any questions? No? You do. Okay, Evelyn and then Stefano. Evelyn, go ahead.
As a Brazilian, how many Portuguese-speaking countries are there in the UN?
Okay,
Five, or,
the CPOP has actually 9 members, 6 in Africa, Brazil, in Latin America, Portugal in Europe, and Timor-Leste in Asia, Southeast Asia. And it's about, we have about 208 million native speakers. Yeah, okay? I think you'll find out more tonight at the reception. Stefano.
Yes, Monica, thank you. Again, like today on the Mediterranean, again, another ship sank with migrants. I will call them refugees at this point, especially if they leave Libya. Few months ago, here at the United Nations, with a lot of optimism, there was the signing of the Global Compact. There was a promise that this will, if it's slowly, but will change the situation. Has the President of the General Assembly see this? I mean, in this month, the situation has been changing in the way he's expected, or is still too slow?
I think her commitment to this question hasn't changed at all. What she said before, she is still appealing for these people. It doesn't matter if they are described as migrants, as refugees. They are human beings, and they deserve the respect. They deserve the protection. As we discussed here before, these people are in a very difficult situation, a desperate situation. And we should, as international community, member states, give the assistance that they need right now. You described it as being, I mean, your own words, more enthusiasm when the compacts were approved. It's a matter also, Stefano, of vigilance, of being alert, and of cooperation. And again, the word that you use here very often, multilateralism, in order to avoid these situations and in order to give the assistance that are needed right now. And this is a matter for everyone. So she's asking for solidarity again. She's asking for cooperation and for commitment from all parties. Yes. So I'll thank you very much for your attention. I see you on Thursday. So have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Thanks.